that seems so long.
You and I forever. I need to get some clothes. This basic ass shirt. It was either this or a white tee today, so I figured. I tried. I tried.
Just let me dance on you. You won't be sorry. Just let me dance on you. You'll be mine completely. Don't be shy. Come with me. You will
Two, one.
see, yeah, sweet harmony.
What happened today? I thought it was over. Oh, no,
Take a
that's it.
while.
We had a singer that come on, and Danny was here, so I think she's gonna do Danny's show.
Yeah.
I think she's gonna do, you know.
All right.
Let's get them likes up, y'all. Yeah, what's up, black people, Asian people, white people, brown people? What other kind of people? Yellow people,
Yeah.
orange people.
Got-
That's Donald Trump people. Red people. Ain't nobody white, so I don't mention white people.
He said ain't nobody
Ain't
white.
nobody white, so I can't.
How they not white?
They red, ain't they?
My dad. Are we on?
I mean, your mic's on, but we're not live yet.
Oh, I was gonna say my dad say they are the true colored people.
Who?
White people.
What do you mean?
Because like when they get hot, they get red. When they get sick, they get green.
Oh,
when they
no.
get this, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
that's a good point.
if when they die, they turn blue. Like you know what I mean?
That's
like
funny.
all the different shades.
Your mic's on. Yeah.
On TV they do. I'm
Yeah.
just saying.
No, that's a fact. Ain't nothing wrong with that, you know. So if you white, you colored. It's official. You can go around saying you colored. I told y'all from now on any government document, nigga, I'm putting Asian, nigga. They gonna have to prove I'm not, nigga.
I need to call my sister.
Trying to get a benefit.
This guy actually, let's talk about that. This guy actually just did all these 18 surgeries because he wants to. He identifies as transracial and he wants to be Korean. This white guy, and he just had 18 surgeries to get Korean and Asian features. I
That's
shouldn't do that,
racist.
but that's what he did. To get the slanted eyes and like just the different Korean features.
I have I wish I could talk to your dad. Cause your dad's the only one. Hold on, y'all. We finna start the show. That sounds good. Sound good on my end. I ain't even know what's up. Hold on, hold on, hold on.
Audio Jungle.
Welcome back. Am I on? I'm live? Let's do it. Thank you, everybody. Welcome back. This is this week's edition of the Styles Report. It is Tuesday, June 29th, 2021. This year is officially halfway over. I don't know what anybody else has been doing with the last 6 months, but I ain't doing what I was supposed to be doing. We'll say that much. I haven't been doing what I was supposed to be doing, but we got 6 more months, and I'm going to get my shit together.
That's a
Yeah,
good plan.
I
6
mean,
more months.
but I have enjoyed the last 6 months though. It was a little rocky to start, but it's been
I know.
a lot
So
coming.
California's back open.
California is back open. So we officially opened, I want to say like June 15th. So this was the first Friday, this weekend was the first weekend of the summer. Um, I took full advantage, a little too much.
What does that mean? We
um,
can tell a little bit.
I what does that mean? It means that I went out. I literally went out every single day this weekend, which I typically don't do. So I went out Friday night. I went with K Dot. You know Tracy, that's usually here, has the backyard comedy show at her house in Compton. So we went down there. It was actually really dope. I had a good time. I was a little overdressed. My shoes, I didn't have on the right shoes for all the dirt, but hey, I still had a great time. And it was cool. Tony Baker was the one of the headliners. This comedian that I follow on Facebook named Ryan Davis, who I really like, he was there as well. So that was kind of cool to see him in person. John Cia was there as well. She performed, and it was a cool vibe. Like they had food, they had drinks, they had a really good. It was a really good time. So from there, Tiffany was bartending at this bar in Bellflower. And since we were in Compton, we weren't too far. I said, let's swing to Tiffany's bar, right? So we get there, and of course, when your homegirl's a bartender, the pours is a little heavy. So that was a little heavy. K-Dot got tired and sat in the car. But then Tiffany's cousin, it was his birthday this weekend on Sunday. It was actually my mom's birthday yesterday or Sunday. It was her birthday as
Shout
well.
out to Mom Dukes.
So K-Dot left. I waited there for Tiffany's cousin and them to come, and then they were just taking me home. And it was like, I don't want to say downhill from there because we did have a lot of fun, but I think that's when I was like at my peak drunkenness.
What were you drinking?
I was drinking brown. I want to say I think I was drinking Jameson.
Oh shit.
I had a little Hennessy. I had some Maker's Mark.
Oh shit.
You
You alright, Aaron?
What else did I have? Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Talk about making up for lost time.
Talk about for making up for lost times. And that's my problem. I have like a very kind of like, fuck it. Like, I'm always down for an adventure or some bullshit because you always have to have a story to tell, right?
Do you feel like you're gonna miss something?
I do. I have extreme FOMO. I have
Okay.
extreme fear of missing out.
Okay.
But even I will still sit at home. But I haven't gone out in a long time. I had fun. Then on Saturday, again, I actually hung out with my during the day. One of my friends was vending at because it was BET weekend as well
BT
this weekend. So he was vending at an event. He asked me to help him. I said yes, and I made the mistake of not driving. And I would say a good 2 hours in, I was like, okay, I'm over this. I'm ready to go. But I had no choice but to wait until we cleaned up and got out of there.
I mean, you coulda Uber.
Nah, Ubers are taxing. I don't know what's going on in the
Yeah, on the
world,
surge,
but
the
they are
surge
they
thing.
yeah, they busting heads open for Uber.
Yeah.
Some shit that would cost you normally like let's say an $11 ride is really like 45, 50. You know what I mean? And from all the way east downtown to my house, nigga, I could have bought a new car for what Uber was gonna try to charge me to make it home.
Yeah, we'll find a way to
Um,
hustle, boy.
so then, what did I do after that? Oh, so then I came home, tried to take a nap real quick, overslept, met up with Kate out again, and she asked me somebody she knew was having like a pajama jam party, right? And the flyer said ratchet ass pajama party, like that was what was on the flyer. So I was
Okay.
like, let's go see.
That
You know,
sounded like a good idea.
it sounded it sounded like a hood old time. So we went to that, which was actually really good. I mean, I shouldn't say it was really good, but it was cool. I enjoyed myself just to be out. And then Sunday, the gentleman who I met on Friday, because we were both like ridiculously drunk, called me on Sunday evening and was like, let me take you out on a proper date. Like when we met, we were both drunk. So we did. We went out. He was actually really cool. I enjoyed myself. Um, we'll leave it at that. Oh, we didn't go
Where'd you
any.
go?
Where did we go? We went to. I think we just went to the Yard House. It was late, like 10, because I was bullshitting.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? Trying to. It takes forever to get me out the house.
I
Then
mean,
when,
was it a proper date though?
no, it was a proper date. Like
Okay.
he picked
Okay.
me up. We actually went and had pre-drinks. We went to this one bar. We had met.
Pre-drinks. I didn't know that was
Yeah,
part
he
of the
turned
date.
me on to
Okay.
Manhattans. I think that's going to be my new drink moving forward. It's going to be a Manhattan.
What is a Manhattan?
A Manhattan is I don't know. It's 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 something dark like whiskey. I want to say like a rye whiskey
Okay.
with vermouth and bitters and cherries.
What is vermouth? Is that like a syrup?
It's like a I think it's no, it's not like a syrup. I think it's like a I really don't know what vermouth is honestly.
Is it a liquor?
Huh?
Is it another type of liquor that they put
I
in
think
there?
it's like a mixer, not a liquor.
Okay, that's what I figured. It
Yeah,
was a
yeah,
mixer.
some
That's
sort
what I
of
was
some
asking.
sort
Okay.
of mixer.
Okay. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
those
Okay.
drinks they were amazing. So
There
I
you
think
go.
I'm a because before I used to do like a vodka tonic was my go-to if I couldn't think about what to get, but I'm gonna stop drinking.
I had Jack and Coke as much as I know
I
about
don't drink
alcohol.
soda, so
That's what I don't drink
I don't
soda.
like the taste of Coke. So I can't do that. I might do like a Jack and ginger ale or a Jack and ginger beer.
Jack and ginger ale. That might be.
Yeah, or ginger beer, Jack
I
and
got
ginger beer.
the only time I ever been drunk or not drunk, but a little tipsy was I drank a Jack and Coke like one too many, and I didn't like that shit. I don't like the feeling to know that I'm not in control.
That's how I was yesterday. So
Right.
so we'll end the story there.
That's how you was yesterday, huh?
Yeah. I don't know what to say. I'm trying
Why are
to
you looking down like you're disappointed?
because I'm trying to walk the fine line of like telling the story and not telling all my business. Because it
Tell the
gets
story about one of your homegirls then.
okay, right. So my homegirl met this guy, right?
There you
And
go.
he took her on a date. And she ended up staying over. And really funny story. The thing is I don't know how to tell these stories because like I don't want to say talk about people, but like I am very comical in my observations, right?
Okay.
And I don't want
Okay.
people to hear this and they feel some sort of way. But let's just say this. I think it's funny. Okay, so the gentleman who, while we were drunk, I remember him telling me that he had lost about 150, almost 200 pounds,
Oh wow.
right?
Wow.
So, okay, whatever. I remember him saying that. Well, I ended up staying the night, right? And the next morning when I wake up, he hasn't swapped out any of the photos at his house. So like
Oh, so
all the
bunch of big
pictures around the
dudes.
house are the big him.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
niggas don't really do that shit.
Right. So I'm walking around the next morning like, who the fuck is this? Like, why you, who is this nigga all over the place? And he was like, you don't remember me
It reminds me of Bad Boys. Remember when
Right.
the
He was
nigga
like,
was
you don't
paying Mike
remember me
Larry?
telling you I lost like 150, 200 pounds? I was like, oh, yeah, yeah. Okay, so these are you. This is like the old you. Um, but yeah, so,
So this is the thing. I always thought about that about women
hmm
who lose a lot of weight. You know, they have that extra skin.
he didn't have any extra skin, which I was surprised.
But would it matter for a dude?
Yes.
It would.
Mhm.
Okay, that's what I was.
Like, 'cause who wants all that, somebody laying on top of you with all that extra
I
flap all
don't. I
on
don't.
you? That feels like it's warm and moist and shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, think about it. Like,
I
if
don't wanna
somebody
think
picked up their stomach and, like, just put it on your arm, but
no
there's
one
no
would do
weight
that.
to it. It's like
No one would do that, Aaron.
but you have to think he is on top of me. Like,
But no one's gonna pick their stomach skin up and then put it on your arm.
but what if like if you're having sex with him and his stomach keeps flapping you on the back or something? You know what I mean? Like, I'm not even trying to be funny. I'm just saying like it matters.
I always see like really pretty girls like in the face, lose a lot of weight, and then
Hmm.
and they dress a certain way that makes them look like none of that exists.
Right, and I also think it depends on how you lose weight. I feel like
Right,
if you do
right,
like
right.
gastric bypass, sometimes that tends to produce a lot of extra skin. I know a few people who have done the sleeve, and that didn't
What's the
seem.
sleeve?
The sleeve is kind of like a rubber band, I think
Oh
that
yeah,
they kind
okay,
of
I remember that.
yeah,
I remember that.
and they didn't seem to have you know what I mean, a lot of excess skin doing the sleeve. This guy just changed his diet and worked out. Like I literally had
That's
to
what's up.
watch this nigga work out before he could drop me off back off at home
Cause he know
in the
he
living
know
room.
he know if he don't, nigga,
Yeah, I know if I get out this door and I don't do it, it's
three
gonna be
fifty, nigga,
done.
next week, nigga, he gonna be three
So
fifty.
so outside is open and
Outside
going
is open.
to the streets. The streets are calling my name. Yes, and then yes, yes.
So the question for you guys is, if your city's open, I think everybody's open by now. If
I think we're only
California's
going to be
open.
open to October, though. Mark my words.
You know what, Aaron?
Mark my words.
This is thing I was thinking to myself, right? It just didn't make no sense.
Mm.
I'm like, why are they just letting niggas frolic around?
Because they need that money real quick before they put us
Right.
back in the house.
Exactly. And you would assume if you're gonna keep the same theory going, this would be ideally the safest time. It's hot, so most bacteria can't survive in heat. So
Mhm.
whatever, if you want to go with that theory.
And everybody wants to travel, so now these airlines, because these airlines is busting
Right.
heads. I don't know if any of you guys have tried to book a flight or made any type of travel plans. Everything they lost last year, they getting it back, plus a little bit more. Like
Right.
they are busting heads for
What
flights.
And I noticed a lot of big, and this is normally how it starts. A lot of big major companies
Hmm.
are starting to make a separation between vaccinated and non-vaccinated people.
Well, I knew that that's where we were going to
Well,
go.
right,
I
right,
knew
of
we were
course,
going to
of
get
course,
there
which is scary
eventually.
because
With like have the BET Awards. Oh, the BET Awards. That was this
did you
weekend.
go?
No, I didn't
Okay.
go. I went to the last one that they had before we went to COVID, and that was actually dope because that's when they did a tribute to Mary, and she brought meth out, and it was
Oh yeah, oh
oh,
yeah.
it was
I didn't like
everything. I
that.
remember being there with my niece, and I kept saying on can I have like a recording. I'm like, if she bring out meth, if she bring out meth, it's going down.
And
My
your
niece
niece
was
is
just
like,
in
"What are you talking about?"
right. She was not enjoying it, but I can say segue. Um, the fashions were horrible at the BET Awards. Like horrible. It's like
Let's pull
everybody has
some up. I didn't
been
even look.
oh, go yeah, Google BET Award
Let's
red carpet.
let's see.
It looked like everybody's been in the house for the last year and they haven't had a chance to like really come to get out and
They had
show
all that
out.
shit. They had all that shit they bought online.
But it
Gotta
looked
wear
like
that shit.
everybody was trying to do a little bit extra. Like they wanted to really bring the heat, and I felt like it fell flat. And it's my favorite line in reality TV history. It was from he used to do my hair too when I lived in Atlanta. Dwight from one of the early seasons. Sheree had a fashion show, right?
Hmm.
But she didn't have her fashions, and he was like, "What's a fashion show with no fashions? A party." That's my favorite fucking line in history. I love that shit. I love that shit.
That's pretty
So
funny.
that's how I felt like the BT words were last night. It was just a party because everybody, or Sunday night, I should say. I don't think anybody, like even Sierra, who usually brings it. You can usually depend on Sierra to come with it. She even looked like a bedazzled space cadet. It
All right,
was
so you said Sierra. Let's see if we can find Sierra on here.
no, I don't see her. Yeah, she's
I
all
see
the way to the right.
I see
Oh, there
two.
she is. First picture on the left. Down one. Second row.
Oh, what the fuck? This is Sierra?
Right. She looks good. She always looks good, but the belt gave me real rainbow vibes. You know what I mean? Like it just was no. Megan the Stallion, which I don't understand. Megan the Stallion is an absolute beautiful
She
woman.
is. She's
Look, okay,
beautiful.
so look at third row, second picture.
Nigga, what is this nigga doing? We not clicking on this
Third row,
nigga.
second picture.
Megan.
What is that? What is that? What is that? I feel like
Okay, one thing
don't
this is one
sacrifice
thing I do know.
fashion. Don't sacrifice fashion for sexy. And I think they're trying to because they feel like because it's sexy, then it's gonna be. But I feel like Megan Thee Stallion is an absolute beautiful woman, incredible body. But I feel like every time there's like an award show, she always misses the mark. Like, who is your stylist? She, Sweetie, what is
What
this
is
shit?
this
What is
shit?
this shit? It looked like she went downtown,
First of
got a piece of fabric, and was like, "We ain't got time."
she got to get her boobs done again though.
Yeah,
'Cause she got the rock hards and like
I
this is
just felt like
2021, mama.
everybody looked
Okay, no, wait, nope. Who is this?
Jennifer Hudson. Do you see that? I look like I cut that wig. Okay,
Yeah, her wig is
it's lopsided. It
okay. So
want too much volume on one side. It's longer.
this is one thing I do know about the red carpet events. I do know that a lot of designers pay people to wear their clothes. So,
That's fine.
so a lot of times when you see a lot of celebrities and goofy shit, is because they've been paid to wear it. But on top of that though, you still get to pick. Like you still have an option to be
Be like, nah, it's too goofy.
right. And I think sometimes I think less is more
Caller, what's your name and
when
where
it
you
comes to
calling
being
from?
sexy.
Hey, it's Nakia from the Bay.
What's going on,
Nakia.
Nakia?
Hey, I just have to agree with you regarding the fashion for the BET Awards. I was kind of just horrified because I'm like, when I was younger, growing up, looking at the ladies, looking at the gowns was something good. You know, you looked at them, you're like, ooh, that's beautiful. That's something I might want to wear to prom. Now they coming in here wearing shit that you should wear in the bedroom. That shouldn't be worn out in the streets.
And none of it has any fashion to it. Like, look at Chloe Bailey. Look at that right there. Yes. I mean, she's young, so she always want to show a little skin. But I just felt like nobody brought the heat.
She got a net
Not
on.
one person I felt like brought the heat. And then you had the girl Mulatto, who I like, the rapper Mulatto from Atlanta. But she had these heels she couldn't even walk in.
Exactly. It's like there's no couture anymore. It's just whatever.
Oh. Okay. Yeah. So you did you, what did you think about Little Nas X?
I didn't think.
I'm sorry?
I said, what did you think about Little Nas X?
Look at this nigga.
You know what? I missed it. I was back and forth from the living room to the bedroom, so I missed it. But
Did you
what it is,
watch?
I guess, because, you know, unfortunately, the entertainment industry is catering toward to being more acceptable or being the land of those people who fall under the LGBT plus community. So, I mean, I don't personally like it, but if you like it, I love it.
Did you watch any of the performances?
Hell
no.
Did you watch any of the performances?
I watched the Migos performances. I missed hers. I have to go back and see that. And then I saw the what's his name? The DJ Khaled performance and the DMX tribute.
Oh, I want to see that. I didn't see that.
Nice.
One of the big news this weekend was Cardi B is pregnant with their second child, her and Offset.
Congratulations,
Pregnant
Cardi
with their second
B.
child. She looks very far along, so I'm pretty sure that baby will probably be here before the summer is over.
Congratulations, Cardi.
She's already out there. So
Yeah,
she actually posted a picture that I really liked, where it was, you know, she was naked, of course, but she had white paint on her belly, and her nails matched the white paint.
Oh, the plaster, yeah, like the belly cast.
Yeah, I just thought that was just so artistic and beautiful. And then the one she did with her and Offset, where he's holding her from the back, absolutely beautiful.
I like those, but I actually really like the one where she was with her daughter and they're in the all white.
Yes. That one was another one I thought was just beautiful. It was very artistic and lovely.
Who is that?
Did you see Issa Rae's outfit?
It's just, it's giving me J.C. Penney.
Which one was that one? That's
and
like
I love
the white one?
She had the white suit jacket, like half dress, half skirt on, but it had like the sharp shoulder pads. I didn't understand the shoulder pads.
They're coming back.
The sharp shoulder pads?
Yeah, the pronounced.
We don't need to bring
in
those
fashion, every decade makes its way back. Like right now, we're living for women's fashion, I say we're living in the 90s.
For men's, it's 80s.
With the biking shorts and the bodysuits, and that's where we're at right now.
Aaliyah, everybody dressed like Aaliyah right now.
Right.
Women, for the most part. And I feel like men are just like
just like
niggas in the 80s.
when the
tight jeans,
when the flares came back as boot cut pants instead of flares.
I tried to get me a pair of boot cuts, but I don't.
Don't bring those back. Those shouldn't have been popping. Everybody was doing coke when that shit was
hot. I
hot.
just bought a pair too not too long ago, and they do nothing for me.
They are nothing.
They do nothing for me. But thank you so much for calling, Nakia.
Thank you, Nakia.
Hi, you have a good one.
You too. Thank you.
Did Cardi? Oh, she was pregnant at the show.
Yes, she performed pregnant.
Okay. I'm gonna show y'all Cardi B's outfit.
What does Nick have to say? What's wrong with her outfit, Nick?
I don't know. That's she probably has the most clothes on besides anybody else that I've seen on there. So
yeah.
I can't say much about it. You know what I'm saying? Compared to everybody
else. Me. Remember MIA?
I love MIA.
Remember MIA? Remember when she was pregnant at the Grammys?
Oh yeah, that was dope.
Doing paper airplanes, and then she went to labor like right after she got off the stage.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Yeah,
giving
Cardi.
me MIA vibes.
Yeah, Cardi's actually fully dressed on this, so I don't know. She looks good.
Yeah, she looks good.
I like the little
The belly
bedazzle.
pop,
Yeah, I
yeah.
like the bedazzle thing. You know, she didn't do too much.
She didn't do too much, but I feel like nobody really brought it. Maybe we're just in that seat. Like, look at she always looks a hot mess. Not,
Yeah,
she always looks a hot
somebody
mess.
save Lil Kim,
Little
man.
Kim always looks a mess.
I don't know if we should save Lil Kim or Britney Spears because both of them doing
I'd
bad
say
right
let's save Kim. Caller, what's your name? Where are you calling from?
DJ out there in Vegas.
now.
What's cracking,
DJ.
DJ?
I can't call it, man. I just have to bring up, I believe it was T.K. Kirkland that said it some years back, and he said nobody takes the BET Awards seriously because they don't have a dress code. Like, you can literally pull up wearing shorts, you know what I'm saying? Or
Oh yeah.
you can just pull up.
Now, do other award ceremonies have a dress code, or
All-
people just tend to
Absolutely.
dress up
All of them
for
have
it?
a dress code.
Nah, all of them have a dress
Yeah.
code. Like, you can't pull up to the Oscars
Yeah, the
and the
Oscars.
Tonys and, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying, whatever you want.
The
Let a
Oscars for
nigga
all
pull
the
up in
men, you
some
have to wear a
shorts.
suit.
Mm.
I think it's
Yeah,
called a
you
white
have
tie.
to-
I think it's called a white collar.
Nah,
event,
black
or-
tie.
It's not called black
Black
tie.
tie
It's not.
event.
It's not called black tie, bro.
Because white tie is fancier than black tie.
Yeah. So he don't know shit.
Mm.
I think it's called a white.
Nigga, what you niggas? Nigga, I'm in Hollywood.
All right, DJ. I think it's called a white tie event though, where you have to wear like a formal tuxedo.
Nah.
Yeah.
So did you
Yeah,
watch?
but
Did you
it-
watch the BET Awards?
No.
Nah, I didn't really watch. I watched like Roddy Rich's performance,
Okay. Shout out to Roddy Ricch.
and I seen somebody else's performance, but the one I really was waiting for was Roddy Rich. That's the only one I really wanted to see. So that's it. They had the whole thing set up like a lounge. Like,
So you mean the
that
stage?
was a little weird too. Like,
You mean the
like the way
stage?
it was looking like a Vegas lounge in that thing.
But I think they probably did that because of social distancing and trying to, you know what I mean, not having
Shit, they
everybody
had
on
the
top
rest
of
of
each
the
other.
crowd together.
You said what?
They had the rest of the crowd kind of together, like the fans. They had them kind of like close together, but they wasn't even enthusiastic. Like, you know how they had a little seat fillers and all that. Like, them people was terrible. Like,
Well, they also
wasn't
said you had to be
smiling.
fully vaccinated to attend, so I don't know if that played a part in it.
But remember when the baby was about to perform? Remember they had a meme on the internet because they went to him. You know, she said the baby whatever, and it was a girl sitting in front of him, and she looked like she had better places to be at that time. She looked like she did not want to be there. Like she wanted to be at home knitting a sweater or something. Like, damn, you ain't no clapping or nothing. She was like, she was just tired of everybody. Like they got to step it up, and if they implement, like TK said, if they implemented a dress code, people start taking it seriously. The big stars
But you
don't even
can't.
show up.
But I feel like you can't really implement. Well, no, let me not say that because I was gonna say you can't, especially like because it caters to hip hop. However, they always show up right for the Grammys.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Same
So
Exactly.
Right.
You
Same
ain't gonna see Jay-Z and Beyonce at the BET Awards. You're not gonna
No.
see Drake at the BET Awards. Like,
and the BET Awards
it's like,
used to
why is
be
that?
the shit back in the day.
Who had the best
They did.
performance?
Who had the best performance in
Who
your
had the-
opinion?
what you mean of all time? Or you
No,
mean that
no,
night?
of last night.
No, last night.
Last night. Oh, you said you
I,
only watched.
I only seen one. I only seen Roddy Rich.
How did he do? Most rappers suck at the BET Awards
Not really.
because they don't be having a lot of props and shit on stage. You know.
Them Source Awards used to be the shit, man.
I agree.
The performances at the Source Awards used to be off the chain, man.
I agree. We definitely need the Source Awards back.
Yeah, we do. It ain't never gonna be like that again.
Well, way to cheer us up, nigga.
Yeah, better luck next time.
He said it ain't gonna never be like that again.
It's not the music,
Nah,
the hype,
never
the
again.
energy,
They
the
don't even
people.
own it no more. The people that used to own it back then, they don't own it no more.
That's what's up.
Benzino and them, they sold it, so you'll never get that back. Now his daughter's showing up at the BET Awards dressed like a goddamn cartoon character. Did you see her?
Yeah,
I feel bad for
I
Benzino
saw
a
her.
little bit.
She's very thin.
Man, I wish she would either eat some biscuits or buy some titties, man. Please, 'cause she looks like
said
she
buy
look like
some
a fifth
titties.
grader.
Speaking of
No,
buying
she don't
titties.
need to buy no titties.
Wait,
bro.
let's transition. Thanks for calling,
Thanks,
DJ.
DJ. Thanks for giving us a topic.
I don't know if anybody. This was in the news over the last week. So this girl had went to Dominican Republic for a vacation, and they had a flight from DR back to Atlanta. And she said when they landed in Atlanta, Delta was going crazy because they did not have enough personnel staff for all the BBL patients who were returning. There were 28 women, 28 women on the flight that were returning from the Dominican Republic from getting their bodies done, right? But they all needed wheelchairs. So one, they couldn't find enough wheelchairs for all 28, and then they just started telling them like, "Hey, if you could walk, walk, because you're
Right.
gonna be here for a minute while we're looking for personnel to come get you." So someone had said that BBLs have hit the black community like crack did in the 80s, right? And let's have this discussion because, right, just like DJ said, he sees a woman, she's extremely thin, she is very thin. I should have never, she, another side note. She's extremely thin, and his suggestion is for her to get her breast done.
Right.
However, once she does get her breast done, now you fake titty bitch the first time somebody gets
Right.
upset with her, you
Right.
know? So it's like, what is the happy medium where
You can't say shit to me if you got fake titties. Like not on a disrespectful shit, but on some real nigga shit. Like nigga, it's no nigga,
why?
cause you already lying to me, nigga.
How are they lying to you?
Cause they made your titties. They made yours, nigga. You lying to me.
Okay, so what do you feel about BBLs? Like,
All of that
but
shit.
no, but a BBL it really technically is your because they're taking fat from
It
other parts of your
doesn't
body and they're just
matter.
redistributing
It
it.
doesn't matter. That's not your ass, yo, because you didn't work for it, nor did God give it to you. Which means you don't deserve what come with that ass.
I get it, but you have to think we've had this glamorization of voluptuous, big bottom, heavy set,
I thought y'all wanted to
women.
be skinny 5 years ago.
No, why do you think everybody was getting ass shots 5 years ago?
No. Okay, you're right. 10 years ago. Remember 10 years ago, it was thin and titties. Everybody was fucking thin. Niggas was throwing up and shit because everybody. This is how goofy this is to me.
Hmm.
Like, I feel like because, and I don't want to get all political, but because women don't have no solid guidance, like they ain't checking in with nobody. They just checking in with each other. And women, y'all build shit on feeling good. So you down to make your homegirl feel good. Fuck if she crash and burn.
I just feel like you should not alter your body for temporary
You
trends.
shouldn't offer your body for shit.
I get that, but what if
Do
it's
you think about how this is what y'all women don't think about. Think about how traumatic it is to the human body to cut into it for any reason.
right? I get that, but what the question that I'm trying to pose or ask is that I feel like a lot of women are damned if you do, you're damned if you
No,
don't. She's skinny and she just whatever, fuck it. This is the
Niggas
body I
like
have.
skinny bitches.
No, that's
I'm sorry,
fine.
I don't want to call her
I
a bitch. I'm sorry.
she's skinny and that she's just is like this is my body, this is what it is.
Right.
And men are like, "Oh, she's too skinny. She needs to buy her
No,
some titties."
DJ said that.
But that is the
She would never fuck DJ. I guarantee that. If she seen DJ, she would never. And that's the thing with women. Look at the nigga saying it to you. Would you even fuck with you wouldn't even fuck with this nigga. Oh, girl. If I seen old girl just out and about, she's pretty as hell.
Mhm.
Granted, she's probably like 21, so I probably would never talk to the motherfucker because you know, on that conversation.
Right.
But I like thick women. I've dated obese women. Listen, women, let me tell y'all something. Listen, women, I've dated obese, and I don't mean fat, nigga. I mean obese. I'm being legit about this, okay? I've dated niggas 6-footers, nigga way taller than me.
Uh-huh.
Broad like 6'3". You know what I'm saying? I dated a 5-footer. You know what I mean? I dated 5 feet, hella ass. I dated mid-height, hella skinny. For men, it don't matter. Like all of that, you chasing a body and shit. If you trying to like Kim Kardashian, I hope you plan on dating Kanye West. Because if not, it doesn't make any sense. But it don't matter. Listen, women, it don't matter what you look like. I know a nigga personally who'll fuck you. So we ain't gotta talk about the niggas I don't know. I know a nigga personally. You could throw any random qualification out there. A bitch with big shoulders. I know a nigga right now. That's what he love. He on it, nigga. If I say, yo, dog, she got some shoulders, nigga. He on it, nigga. That's all he need. I know a nigga who just like long legs. So for him, it don't matter if you got ass or titties. If you got long legs, nigga, he in.
Right.
That's how simple niggas are. So women, do not put pressure on you. Just accent whatever you have. If you thin and you ain't got no titties, do hella squats. Because there's niggas who like no titties and big ass.
Caller, what's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yo, this is L out of Houston. What's going on?
Hell,
What's
speak
going
on
on,
it.
L?
Hey, man, look, Nick speaking truth on some of this, man. Because, look, here's what's so fucked up about the whole thing with women getting their bodies done. They get their bodies done, and a lot of them are doing it for attention. But then when they're getting that attention, they don't want it. Or they pushing it away.
But what if they say they're doing it
they're
because
trying to get that.
they
Say
just
what?
like the way they feel or their clothes fit better or because everybody says
Buy
I'm
different
I'm
clothes.
doing this for me. I'm not doing it
You
for
lying.
you guys.
You lying.
They're not being. A lot of them aren't being honest. A lot of them are doing it. Yeah, you might be doing it for yourself,
but a lot of them may be also doing it for, to see how other people look at them and that attention that they get. But then when they, like I said, when they get that attention, they don't want it.
Have you ever
I,
dated
I
a woman
know.
that had extensive plastic surgery?
Say again?
Have you ever dated a woman that's had like extensive plastic
No,
surgery?
never, never.
I also feel like it's a regional thing as well, like where you
No,
live.
not now. Not
No.
it's everywhere.
It's
Everywhere
everywhere
I've
now.
gone, I've seen it. Everywhere
I've
around
dated
this
fake
country,
titties
I've
before.
seen it. And and here's something even real fucked up. When men got surgery, they had this one guy who he got lipo, right?
Oh yeah.
And all these women were going in on it. Here's the tripped out part. A lot of the women that were going in on them bitches had surgery.
Right.
So how you going in on this dude for having lipo when you had surgery?
Didn't Funkmaster Flex have lipo?
Right.
Didn't he
And they
fly?
and they clown the shit out of Phone Master Flex.
Yeah.
Women
On
and
his
everything.
ass.
Clown the shit out. You know why? Because women know what's associated with having body surgery, nigga. You weak minded. That's what they thinking about this man. That this nigga weak.
But
and,
what?
And
So,
they're excusing it with their homegirls
so
because y'all live
there's
in a
so
feel good
it's like
world.
so at when let me pose this question then in what cases is it acceptable?
I don't care. It ain't my titties. I'm just saying, as a nigga like me, and L, you can tell me what your preference is. I don't want a woman with fake titties and fake ass. If you got fake anything, nigga, I'm cool.
Fake teeth? What about them chick
I'm
teeth?
out, nigga. If you got the Denzels, my nigga, I'm good, b. That's just
my
not my
wife
vibe.
wants to get.
That's
My
not my
wife
vibe.
wants to get a tummy tuck. All right.
Yeah, that's.
I told her. I don't have a problem with
Yeah,
how
that's a
she
little
looks.
different.
She's not happy with her body. Okay. She's not happy. She's got this banging body. She said, and all that. So she's not happy with her body. She said, I'm not having any more kids. I want to get my body back to to where I don't have signs of pregnancy. So I said, look, that's on you. I said, but I have no problem with how you look. But she's like, well, I'm doing this for me, right? That's all, that whole situation. But at the end of the day, you have some women that are doing it for the right reason, and the right reason being because they have, loose skin or whatever the case may be. Then you have some motherfuckers just doing it because they don't want to work out.
Right.
They don't want to get in the gym. They don't want to build it. They want that shit easy, and they come out looking like a fucking letter P or.
I don't know because I've watched like the surgery recovery videos on
Right.
YouTube, and it looks. I mean, from the time you get off that table to the time where you're fully healed and functional, it looks brutal.
Nigga, they cut you
That
open.
recovery
is.
process looks.
Look,
looks
man, you
brutal.
got this like for tummy tucks. You got all this shit that you got still. You got open wounds that you have to take care of. You got then you have the big scar that you have to try to heal that.
Or
and
get a tattoo
then,
over your-
it's a lot. Yeah, you get tattooed. It's a lot of shit that comes with getting these goddamn surgeries that you have to deal with after. I know this one chick got a tummy tuck, and she's like, had a big ass open wound. That she had to take care of. And I was like, what does she get, infected? Like a lot of them have.
Yeah,
Going
that's
to,
real.
going and
That's
get
real.
surgeries, and then they on the operating table with getting half their ass chopped off because the surgery fucked up.
And I feel like I've been reading a lot of stories as of late of a lot of women, especially black women, who are leaving the country. I always say don't bargain shop on your body. Don't bargain. Like I remember one time I was looking for LASIK eye surgery and I was shopping around
Thanks,
and someone
Elle.
was
Thanks,
like,
Elle.
"Thank you," and someone was
Thanks,
like, "This is cheaper," and I'm like, "I'm
The
not
fuck?
about to bargain shop on my eyes.
Yeah,
like
that's
whatever
not-
this nigga say he charging, that's what we paying. Like I'm not about to try to see if I could get it $100
On the
off.
low,
Like
nigga.
no."
Nah. I gotta keep these eyes, nigga.
So has anybody been following the Olympics? The Olympics are about to start in a few weeks,
I think
and
black people are pretty much running everything. I think
black people are
we have
pretty much
we have the
running
world
it.
record in swimming.
Swimming,
Running now. What did she run?
Gymnastics,
What did she run the other day?
track and field.
Yeah. Oh, she killed that.
There was
shit, too.
another young black girl that killed it just recently. This
And-
17-year-old boy. I was just watching it.
There's another shot putter too.
Oh, the shot
There's a
putter.
shot
I liked
sister.
her.
Yeah, I
The
like
shot
her.
putter.
Yeah, she hard.
Um,
The boxer.
the
Is she boxing
boxer.
again this year? I can't remember her name.
I feel like everybody, and not only is everybody showing out, but they're breaking records to make it to the Olympics. But I just feel like it is going to be a very, very, very great
It's
Olympics
gonna be a
for.
lot of us in there,
It's going to be a lot of us.
which
So
sucks though, cause we don't have no flag to raise of our own.
our basketball team is
Sucks. Man.
besides one of the guys. I forget who his name is. It's an all black squad.
You know, they got
There's
sprinkled one way.
there's one. Kevin Love. Kevin
Kevin Love.
Kevin Love,
They
right?
gotta pick away. And you know what's interesting? There's not a lot of good white players that come from America, which I think is really strange.
I think it's because like when I first moved to the suburbs from Pasadena to Palmdale,
Mm-hmm.
the first thing I noticed, I remember everybody had blonde hair, blue eyes, braces, and played soccer. Everybody played soccer, and I feel like when you're in the suburban areas, soccer is usually the sport that they play. You know what I
Or
mean?
baseball makes sense.
Right, and I think like in other countries, it's either soccer or basketball because they don't really have baseball. They don't have a
Right.
cricket, stuff like that. So, but yeah, I feel like what'd you say?
No, I'm reading the chat room. They in there talking shit.
Oh,
ATL women are disappearing. Listen, man.
ATL
don't-
women are doing
Would
what?
you get your butt done? Is that something you've ever considered?
No,
or
I've never considered. When I
a
was
boob
younger, I
job
used to
or-
always want to get my breasts done when I was younger, right?
Okay, what sparked it though? What gave you that idea?
I just wanted them just to be a little fuller and sit a little different. However, I am glad that I never did because like everybody who has ever seen every man who has ever seen my breasts tell me that I have like a perfect pair um of tits. So
Most women do until they start fucking with.
right. So when I've said that, they were
Right.
like, "What the fuck do you like? Do you not see?" Like this
Right.
guy, the one time, like analyzed it, like described it, like you don't understand, like the color and the tone and this.
Right.
And I'm like, "Oh, that's what you see." Like, okay, so I'm glad I didn't. After the fact, I don't think I would ever do any. I might do like some maybe like non-invasive procedures.
Please don't.
Um,
This is what I would encourage every woman to do.
I just want to get my arms down.
So this
Like
what-
that's
thi-
it. I got
this
these
is what-
big ass fucking grandma arms
This
and
is
no
what
kids.
I would encourage every woman to do that's thinking about some kind of body modification. Okay, ask men.
But that's the thing, guys don't give a fuck.
So just stop for a second. Ask the men. Okay, just go around. Because this is all I'm saying.
But at that point, now we're getting validation
No,
from
it's-
men
it's
and
not
deciding
about- it's
what
not
because
about-
of what
it's
they
not
think
about
what we
val-
should
it's
do
not-
with
it's
our
not-
bodies.
No, that's being
Taking it too far.
Take it too far. It's not about validation. You just get a different perspective because women have a culture of just agreeing.
Hmm.
So if you just know that, if you know, like generally, women are going to go with what feels good. They're not going to look at the results of it, the consequences of it. Like you're not going to look at that. You're not going to look like I never like after you see the big ass scar on your homegirl titty. How can they talk you to go get your titty done?
Well, my thing is that my only gripe with surgery, I say, what do you? But I really, what you eat don't make me shit. Do you? But my only gripe is that the women seem to be getting younger and younger and getting it, and I feel like y'all ain't even got y'all grown lady bodies yet, and yet you're altering. Like everybody is very thin at 20 years old. 19 years old, 21 years old,
Right.
until you got some weight or till you hit 25 or 27. It's like, so you're going in at 20 years old, getting these hips and getting this
Right.
ass and getting this
And then when
breast.
you 30,
And
nigga,
then when you turn 27,
so look, I
now
got a
you
friend.
got what you put on there and naturally what is of you.
I have a homegirl. She's a taller woman, right? But
Mhm.
she was really thin growing up.
Mhm.
So, but she got breast surgery early in her life, like probably in her early 20s. But as she got older and she just naturally put on weight, she actually grew like triple her natural breast size. So she's
Mhm.
had to get 2 breast reductions from her fake breast that she got.
Mm.
Fucked her out. She could have just waited, nigga, and had
Right, just
good
wait it.
titties,
Caller, what's
nigga.
your name and where you calling from?
What's up, everybody?
What's
Vern.
cracking, Vernon?
Just like you said, they're getting them younger. They're getting it younger and younger. And a lot of times, these parents are allowing these children to get these surgeries, and you ain't even fully developed into who you supposed to be yet, and now you have plastic before you 25.
That's real talk.
I agree with that because there's a lot of times like okay, so I have this rule in my phone. I don't delete any photos ever. And it's always because you might look at a picture today and dislike it. Like I look horrible.
Right.
But you might run across it in 3 weeks. Like, you know what? I was tripping. I actually look cute in this picture. You know what I mean? So I never delete anything. And it's like, and I'll go back on times like where I thought I was just like super big or I was fat or whatever the case. And I really wasn't. And it's like when we're in the moment, we don't see our beauty. But it's like you look back 5 years later and you was like, I was actually really kind of cute. I should, you know what I mean?
And here's the thing that I
That's
feel
real.
that most women, not you, I'm just saying most women, you say, I don't need a man to validate me, and I don't need this, and I don't need that. But then when we say, oh, well, you can get this tucked and you can get that flipped over and turned upside down, most of y'all go do it and then want to get mad that the man don't want you because now you done got the surgery he asked you to get, but you got it for him, not for you.
And hold on, Vern. Let's stay on this topic. Aaron, I'm confused.
Okay.
I don't believe that that's true.
What?
When women say, I don't need a man to I'm doing this because it makes me feel good, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because what's making you feel good is that you're getting attention from men.
Thank you.
Okay, I follow that.
Okay, so either way, you're getting validation from men. So even if it's about
you want to be more attractive to whomever.
okay, but you see how crazy that sounds when you say when a woman says I'm not looking for validation from men, right? I'm doing this for me. You're not.
Well, maybe
Because
they're saying they're doing it for their self-esteem, so they could feel good, so they can present themselves
But
how
what's
they
gonna
feel.
right? But what's gonna make you feel good is that men validate
Are now attracted to you.
Okay, so we're still in the same circle.
We're in a circle.
You're still looking for validation from men. So women, you all hear that?
Here's the thing, just like you
for
said,
that,
Nick.
Aaron.
You have these women out here, and I'm not finna women bash, so just
Bash them, Vernon.
Here it is. I don't need a man to validate me. I dress the way I want to dress, and I do this, that, and the other. But yet you're dressing to get attention from a man or whoever that you want to get attention from. But now, like I said before, now once you get that attention and you keep getting that specific attention, now you're getting irritated by it.
I can see that. Me personally, I don't
Aaron,
feel that way.
Right now,
I
you're
dress
not dressed.
for.
You don't have your breasts out. You're not half naked on the screen. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
Now, if you was half naked and niggas was calling in,
but I was
saying,
half naked all
how about
weekend,
big ass titties, and that's all the phone
You
calls
know what I mean?
got,
If you go look at the last picture I just posted on Instagram, it was. I did. It wasn't until after I posted it that I realized like my breasts are like sitting on the fucking counter in this picture. You know what I mean? But
see, you didn't do that on purpose. It's women out here who do shit like that on purpose and then get the attention and then get mad that they're getting that type of attention. What the fuck did you expect the type of attention you was going to get when you out here putting your titties on the glass and flipping your ass all in the air and got your coochie hanging out?
This goes to the point where someone, I stay in those Twitter streets. Somebody posted the other day that men, thanks Vern, that men are in love with women's bodies and women are in love with men's pockets, and that's why there is no foundation, for a lot of these relationships that are moving forward. I don't know how I feel about plastic surgery. I feel like if you look at something long enough, you're gonna find enough flaws.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Or maybe not flaws. Like you may even find things that you like. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of women don't peep I know men who one of my partners he likes hips. That's his thing, right? It's an odd thing to pick, but hips. So his wife don't have no like if you see her from the front, she look like her body gonna be crazy. Like it just looks like oh my nigga, she probably got the wop back there. Nothing. Flat as a door, nigga. But for him, it don't make no difference because all he care about is the hip thing. You know what I'm saying? So I just try to encourage women like whatever your thing is that men are attracted to, you don't have to accentuate that. Just be aware of it. Because I think we got to get out of the sexy culture.
Right. Everything doesn't have to be sexy. And I think that's what it is that
everything don't need to be cute. Everything don't need to be sexy.
My friends used to have the nickname for me, sophisticated sexy, because I used to always dress like Michelle Obama. Like I have this thing, like if I have my breast out, nothing else is out. You know what I mean? Like I had on this extremely risque shirt on Saturday night.
Right.
But I have on black jeans. I got on over the knee boots. I got an army fatigue jacket on with it. So I feel like it kind of balances it a little bit. But caller, what's your name and where are you calling from?
This is Mike out of Ohio.
What's going on, Mike?
What's up? This topic, me and my wife was actually, we had got into like a real heated debate about this topic like last week. And, my point was basically like women, I think it's a societal thing too. It's not even just like women coming up with this stuff on their own. I think society tells women they have to look a certain way or it puts pressure on them. I don't think it's just men or women putting the pressure on. I think it's society sometimes too. And I feel like women don't take into account that if they, especially with social media, if you go on IG and you see all these models and all these beautiful women on your Explore page, I think women don't realize that most of these women that you see on these pages are single too. Like they don't have nobody. They look They look great. They
Facts.
traveling every
that
other
supposed to
weekend.
mean?
Facts.
They got all these different bags, and they got all this money, and
Facts.
it looks beautiful, but there's nobody next to them.
And a nigga in
Like,
sight.
exactly.
2,000
So it's
photos, ain't one nigga in one of them, nigga.
But maybe
not
they're just
one.
curating
And
their
my
content
wife,
how they want to. Maybe
Whatever,
like
Aaron.
you
And
look
my-
on my page, you wouldn't know that I had hoes because it's just
We didn't say hoes. That's not what he said.
no,
You
see, my
wouldn't know
wife,
that
my
I-
wife said
you wouldn't
exactly.
even
My
know-
wife said exactly what Aaron said, but
That's not what he
and her
said.
point was, you don't know what's going on with these women. They might have a boyfriend. They might have 2 or 3. And my thing was, that's fair. They might. But what woman doesn't want to post her man,
I
her
don't.
husband, or
I
her
don't.
long-term monogamous boyfriend?
maybe
And I was like, these
one
women don't
photo
have that.
every now and again, but
That's
it's
all
not a
he's saying.
priority to me.
That's all he's saying, though. But out of 2,000 photos, ain't a nigga in one?
But it also depends on how they're using their platform. If they're utilizing it to monetize and
You're
make
making
money
excuses,
off of
Aaron.
it.
You're making
No, because people are using Instagram. Some people see it as just a social media tool to keep in touch with your friends and post your pictures. But some people are actually using it as a stream of revenue and generating it. So if this is my work profile,
We're not talking
I'm
about
not
those
having
people.
my boo on
We're not talking
here.
about those people, though.
Like you don't
We're
think
talking about the
Yeah.
side. We're talking about the sideline models that post pictures all day that look good,
Mhm.
that all the women click on. They got 30,000 motherfucking followers, and not one nigga in sight.
But why is it that you guys feel that unless she has a significant other, then she's lacking, or
what do
her
you-
existence is less
Because-
than if she doesn't have a dude on her Instagram?
Our purpose is not to be alone in this world, Aaron.
Right, but our purpose is also not to just put up with anything just to say we have somebody.
Why do you have to take?
No, see
Yeah, why would you take the
that was
negative
that was like my wife's point.
don't
Like,
date
well,
me.
how do you know that she doesn't want to just not post her dude? But I'm like, what woman doesn't want to post her man, or
But
what
that's the
woman
thing,
doesn't
I
want to
think
show
it's
that
a-
she's
it's-
in love when she feels she's in love,
No.
or
Right.
if she's married?
No,
or
I
it doesn't.
disagree
You can
because I feel like
monetize your platform and also be in a monogamous
How do you know she ain't got a
relationship.
second page? How you know she ain't got a
I feel
second
like-
page where it's her and her boo, and this is where she just put her ass on this page and get paid, and then she got people do that all the time, and then you got a personal page with you and your friends, right? But by like
I don't know.
that can happen as well. But I just feel like I don't know. I'm
I
conflicted.
get what you're saying, and that was her point too. But I'm just saying, like, I feel like, I don't know.
This is my thing when it
that
comes
just doesn't
to
make sense to me.
men is that I feel like this is my biggest gripe
Thank
when
you,
it thank you.
Great call.
Thanks,
great
well,
call.
it was Mike out of Ohio,
Yeah,
right?
out of Ohio.
Thank you.
Great
This is
call.
my biggest gripe when it comes to men.
What's the gripe?
Is that men say women are soft, women are emotional, women are this, women are that. It's always a man telling a woman,
Okay,
right,
okay.
how women are.
Okay.
They always will say, well, what woman wouldn't want her picture, her, like, this is from y'all's perspective.
Gotcha.
But if a woman will sit there and tell you clearly, eloquently, you know what I mean? She will communicate that I don't feel like this, or this doesn't sit with me. And they'll be like, nah, what woman doesn't want that? Like, I had an issue with a guy one time because it's like, I am eloquently telling you that my issue is A, B, and C. And his exact words was, nah, you don't feel like that. You feel like this. And it's like, motherfucker, I just told you how I feel. I feel like you guys don't listen to women and you just assume that women are the stereotypes that have been portrayed upon us from all of these centuries. But you guys, once you listen, women are badass, dynamic, multifaceted individuals. And I feel like we keep trying to clump them into this whole, you know what I mean, house on a prairie, you're a woman, so you're going to be, emotional. And it's like, women aren't like that anymore, for the most part. But caller, what's your name? Where are you calling from?
I got a response to that.
Yeah, this is L again, man.
What's going on, Al?
Hey, why y'all speaking of women and bodies and paying for ass and all this other shit? What are y'all thoughts about OnlyFans? Y'all hear about what they're trying to do?
I do hear, and I think that's
didn't
fucked
hear-
up.
I didn't
Okay,
hear about it.
so
Thanks,
OnlyFans.
Al. We're gonna talk.
Basically,
go ahead.
they got $1 billion valuation,
Uh-huh.
and what they're trying to do is they're trying to get away from the
Adult
porn
content.
shit and try to be more of a site where professionals, actors, sports figures can actually communicate with their fans, truly like OnlyFans. So they're trying to get away from people having their porn sites and shit.
Uh-huh.
So they're looking for they have $1 billion valuation, and they're just trying to look for somebody to actually pick everything up. So that's gonna hurt a lot of these chicks' pockets, because believe it or not, a lot of these chicks that found out how much money they make in OnlyFans got these surgeries so that they can actually do an OnlyFans and make money.
Right.
A lot of them.
I
So
feel
now that shit possibly is going to be gone.
well. Look, if you made the women who are making a lot of money on OnlyFans, they're fucking cleaning up. They're cleaning up. You know what I mean? So if you're responsible with it, I always say everything in life doesn't last forever. If everything is going good, don't worry, it ain't gonna last forever. And if everything is going bad, don't worry, it's not gonna last forever. But I do feel like it's kind of janky on OnlyFans part, right? Because it's like you positioned yourself to be, you know what I mean, the wild wild west of the internet, where people, let me say, where people can make their own money, but now all of a sudden that you have this $1 billion valuation, you basically built your company on the back of sex workers, right?
Yeah.
And now all of a sudden that now you got a $1 billion valuation, you're like, fuck them hoes. We want to go where the real money in the class is at. I don't think that as a business model, I don't think that's fair. I think what they should do is have two separate entities. Like you have one business, but you have two arms. You have your sexual porn, adult entertainment OnlyFans, and then you also have more of like a business, more professional or whatever, non-adult entertainment.
So let me
OnlyFans.
hold on,
When they
L.
started off,
Hold on, L. Look, this is what I'm saying though. They didn't start off as a porn page.
correct.
That was not their intention. The only reason that became, I'm not gonna say the only reason, one of the major reasons that became popularized is because of the pandemic and a lot of sex workers were out of work. So they have to resort to go to the internet. So
Right.
now it's flooded with all this content, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they see it's an easy way to make money. Now, if I started this business, and just like Backpage was not started so people can use it for prostitution.
Mm-hmm.
So once it became known for that, they had to do the same thing. Because other companies did not want to be associated with Backpage.
Right.
Because when you thought about Backpage, you thought about fucking.
Right.
When you think about OnlyFans, nobody's thinking about talking to no actors.
No, you
They
just
look at it as a
think
porn
it's
site.
busting
So
it
if
open.
I'm OnlyFans and I built this company, I didn't build a porn site. I don't want to be involved in y'all doing y'all whole shit.
Then why would you allow it for so long and make all this money off
That's
of it?
because that wasn't what it was set up for.
I get it, but what I'm saying is once you saw that your platform was going down the direction of the adult, the adult entertainment sex
Okay.
workers direction, and that's not what you stood for as a company,
Right.
why didn't you nip it in the butt then?
Because we see
why
this-
did you allow it to basically build up your company and your valuation, and
Right.
now you don't want to fuck with
We
these
see this,
hoes?
but we see this with every company. We see this with Facebook.
Money.
Facebook said freedom of speech. You can do whatever you want, say whatever you want. They get too big, and now you held accountable for it, and now they have to change. This is just the nature of the beast. The NBA, the same thing.
It's
When the
business.
NBA started, you could
It's
do
all
cocaine,
business.
nigga, fuck bitches in the locker room. You could do all kind of shit. But now when it grow and there's more money at stake, everybody's like, hold up, nigga. Let's put these suits on, do these interviews, and calm this shit down because it's too
Right.
much money on the line, right? We're trying to
Yeah,
actually
think
build a
about
real
it, too.
business.
A lot of the activity that they may deem as negative, and with as far as the negative attention they may be getting, it actually could put them in a position to where they can get shut down completely.
Or if
Because
you're a
they
legit
don't-
business,
that's a chance that they don't want to take.
if you're
as
legit,
far
if you're
as far as that goes.
if you're a legit hotel, I wouldn't want to advertise on fucking OnlyFans. If I'm the Four Seasons, nigga, I'm not advertising on
They're only
OnlyFans.
making money on that. That's
fuck,
what, yeah.
nigga, no.
Like
I mean,
like
but
Nick
why?
said, that's
People
not
in
what they started
OnlyFans
off
stay in
as.
hotels?
Because now people gonna connect my hotel with porn shit, and I'm cool. And that's the
Okay.
thing about branding business.
I
And this is
get
the thing.
that.
And I think because we created a culture of the sex shit, and it's not the women's fault. I'm gonna say this: it's not women's fault because the men are paying for fucking OnlyFans.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? So it's a double-edged sword. But at some point, we have to decide, like, yo, nobody want to see a sexy grandmother, nigga.
Some people do.
Look, man, look,
No,
let
I
me
want
tell you, I
to
know
grow up
this
around
chick.
women I can go to when they're older that can give me information, that can teach me something.
You don't think a sexy grandma could teach you shit?
Bitch, if you've been taking pictures for 30 years, that's all you've been doing. That's all you've been
Look,
doing
I
is
know that- I
perfecting
know
your
this
angle.
chick- I
But
know
that's
this
my.
chick
But if you
that's
think about it,
I know
Man,
this chick that's married,
fuck this shit.
and
Head down
she used to sell ass,
who did?
and then she
That
went
shit
from
was
that to OnlyFans.
Uh-huh.
She ended up getting married.
Right?
She's still posting shit on OnlyFans.
Of course.
Now she posting shit with her husband.
Of course.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So she's doing it, but yeah, Nick's right. A lot of these sex workers, they had to make money, and OnlyFans and they making more money on
It's
OnlyFans
direct to consumer, no risk.
without having to even fuck anybody if they don't want to,
Right.
making way more money.
Right.
So now, but you gotta think, business is business. If OnlyFans gets away from doing that shit, you don't think somebody else is gonna pick
for
that space
sure.
up? Of course they are.
I'm sure OnlyFans is trying to figure out right now how to create another platform they can use for that shit.
for
Yeah.
like to migrate all the traffic.
Yeah. I would before I
My
cut
thing
them
is,
niggas off.
I completely understand. My
Thanks,
thing is, if
thanks,
you
L.
you
Thanks.
know
Thank
how
you.
Jay-Z said, if you made Jay-Z, make another one,
Right.
right? You built this one, make another one. They're gonna come. You have the reputation
Right.
for this platform, but I personally feel like it's fucked up to build your business on the backs of sex workers, and then as soon as somebody wants to come and offer you some money, you like it's like hanging out with a whole group of people, and then as soon as we get to the club, they only be like, only you could come in, and you tell your friends, oh,
But
y'all
that
gotta wait.
that
Like that's not right.
Aaron, it's not. See, that's this the problem with women.
Is we want everything to be right.
Nobody give a fuck about what's not fair. Rain check, women. Check this out. Nobody give a fuck. Nobody care about how you feel. Nobody care. That shit is unfair. It's a man's world. Yeah. You know why? Cause we can fuck y'all up. That's why. Cause at any time, niggas could decide to kidnap a woman, and nobody could do nothing about it. But another man. That's why that's the reality. It's not a man's world because men like to suppress. No. The same reason taller men make more money than short niggas.
Which is why.
Because that's the way the world is built. People respect height, stature, authority. That's how you look at it. That we don't complain. Short niggas don't complain. Niggas under 6 feet don't be like, oh man, they make more money than me because he's 6'3". And nigga, this is just the world we live in. Women need to deal with the reality of the situation. If you want to be on OnlyFans, you are a prostitute. There's no.
But how are you a prostitute if nobody's fucking you?
It does not matter. A prostitute sells sex for money.
But how are you selling sex if nobody else is engaging? Sex is an act between two people.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it?
I mean, you can't have sex by yourself.
You can't.
You can masturbate, but you can't have sex by yourself.
You can't.
You can have.
Okay, so let's rephrase it. If you're selling your body for any sexual pleasure,
Okay.
you are a prostitute.
Semantics. Okay.
And that's not semantics.
No, I'm just saying when you word it like that.
No, I'm not
you
wording like
broaden
anything.
the definition.
No, I'm making it very clear.
Right.
If you use your body to, and this go for models, nigga.
Mm-hmm.
If you a model, swimsuit model, you's a prostitute. There's no way around it.
Swimsuit model
You
is
are
a prostitute,
nigga.
Nick.
You a prostitute.
Really?
100%.
That's a little extreme.
What's the difference? What's the difference between a swimsuit model and a stripper? Music, nigga. That's it.
Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
That's it.
Nigga, Dave from Houston.
Mac, talk
What's
about
up?
Hey, what's going on, King? How you doing, Queen?
What's going
Hey,
on?
man, great conversation. I think there's an intersection of opinion and thought that lies in the old school and the new school way of thinking. The community thought process and aspect of life has been replaced with individualism. And we live in an era, where there is no accountability, no judgment, and no one is wanting to be told what they can and cannot do. So therefore, a lot of decisions are being made by those who make those decisions based on how they feel, not thinking about, long-term effects of those decisions. Again, since we're such individuals at this point, that we just think about the impact on us and not those that's around us, much like the great conversation and debate that was just had by Monique and the bonnet and representation of oneself and the community. Because we're in a place where no one wants to be told anything, and any opinion that's absent of those that are the popular ones are considered hate, we're just in a tailspin of, low morality. I think the disconnect with the conversation the two of you guys are having, although close to the same age, Nick, you have more of an old soul in your thought process, and Aaron is more of the new thinker in that I'm woman, hear me roar. I respect it. It is what it is. I accept it for what it is. And it's just going to be hard making that connection, woman to man and man to woman, when we're so far apart in thought process.
I hear what you're saying, and for me, it's not I am woman, hear me roar. I just is a live and let live type. You know what I mean? Like, I really feel like what you eat don't make me shit, and I really don't have the time, effort, or energy to exert on you and your bullshit. If that's the dumb shit you want to let fly in your life, fly that shit. But I'm not gonna sit there and spend my time telling you why you're wrong, judging you why you're wrong, telling you there's a different way to do it. That's not my motherfucking ministry. God put stuff on everybody else's heart. He didn't put that on my heart. That ain't my ministry.
That's not in the
Do
Bible.
fucking
but
you.
people quote that.
What? It's not
God,
my ministry?
no, it's not on my. God, don't put that on my heart or something like that. A lot of black people say that all the time. That's not it.
They say he know my heart.
He know my heart. That's what.
Right,
That's
they say
what
he know my heart. But I just feel like if that's how you want to rock, that's how you want to live your life, that's what you want to do. Like that has no bearings on my existence. Like a long time ago, um, I told myself I'm only going to concern myself with things that concern me. And my shit has been so smooth selling since I had that fucking definitive. Like that shit ain't got no concern to me.
Can I interject, Aaron? That and you my sister.
Right, that's
So it's
selfish
over.
as fuck.
That is the most selfish thing, and I'm gonna tell you why it's selfish.
Why?
That's a quote from Alex Crowley, who wrote
Okay.
who wrote the Satanic Bible, right? So this is the interesting
Okay,
part.
I'm listening.
This is the interesting part about life, right? When I realized in life, like no thought that I have is an original thought. It's impossible.
Okay.
We're all programmed like computers. When you buy a computer, ain't shit on there until you start typing shit,
Okay.
right? Then everything that's in the computer now is a result of that person's input, right? That's how we're programmed as people. When I realized that, I had to really step back and think about what I say and the things that I say and where I get it from and who else thinks like that, right?
Okay.
And when you look around the world, that mindset didn't start creeping into the late 80s, early 90s. And I think it was because of we seen what happened to all the black men who stood up for black people and the black women. We seen them go to jail. We seen them get sprayed with water hose and shot and assassinated and all these things. And I think that put a fear in black people to start stepping away from being responsible for the group.
Okay.
Because I noticed, and this is not just you, but I noticed in the 90s, we got a lot of individuals like sports athletes that would come out and say, I'm not a role model, right? I'm not responsible for everybody. You would hear that a lot in music, you know what I'm saying, in the 90s. And that kind of became the mindset going forward. And I think we can look up now, 20 years later, and see the children of that mindset, right? And we can now see the effects of it and look at the condition we in as a people. So I believe in the herd mentality. You know what I'm saying?
But
I believe this is why the good book refers to black people and Hispanic people as sheeps, right? Because as one go, we all go.
But who do we fucking listen to? If it's a herd mentality, like who?
Right. So I had this conversation with my sister, right?
How do I go live on this?
Just hit live.
I
You
don't
got
even
an
have
Android, nigga. I haven't even touched the Android.
I
so
don't even
know.
have a live option.
I see. I've never touched the Android. If anybody knows, hit her in the chat. So you said, how do we go about this, right?
Right.
So I think we learn from our mistakes. I think that's the best way to. We've been on this earth now. We're in 2021. Okay, so we got a lot of observation. We got video. We got analytics. You know what I mean? We don't have to apply theory anymore.
Right.
We can apply actual analytics and see what works better for black. We can look through history and say at what point did we succeed the best? What point did we most creative and influential? And then model ourselves after that. How those
so what
people,
point was that?
How those people, the morals those people carried,
So
right?
what? But I feel like we only have about 100, maybe 150 years of free existence.
I'm not talking about in this place.
Okay.
Right.
So
we haven't been free here.
Okay,
at
so
all.
I'm about to say. So what era do you think that is?
So, okay, right. So when you look at, I think it's interesting here. So when you look at, like I live around a lot of East Indians, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I noticed that even though they're very modern, right, like everybody else, and of course they live in America, so that's even more further removed from their actual culture. But they still, everybody in that building that I live in keeps some kind of remnants of their actual culture.
Right.
You know what I mean? Whether they dress like Americans most of the time, every so often I would see all of them wear their traditional garments.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So I'm assuming they have some kind of universal acknowledgement of the things that made them successful, the things their ancestors passed down, you know? Same thing with Asian people. You see Asian people, they keep their culture. They're really big on technology. You know what I mean? They believe their ancestors were super smart and figured out all this shit, so that's the culture they tend to pass down. So I think that's what we have to do as a people. We have a culture. We have a section of history where we ruled Europe. We built all the castles and shit
but
you
I
see in
feel
Europe.
like we don't have it. We don't have proper documentation of that.
We do have proper documentation of that. That's the problem. All you have to do is look and say what tactics, what rules did they go by that made them successful, right? That made this engine work, right? That made them this prosper. They could take over this whole land,
right? And
operate by like everybody else on the planet does.
Okay.
But we can't take the way other people do shit, because I feel like black people as all together, we're really childish in how we live. We like, oh, they are doing this, so why can't we do it? Instead of just being an adult about it and saying, that's not working for me.
Okay. Caller, what's your name and where are you calling from?
Caller.
Caller, what's your name and where are you calling from?
Yeah, the DJ out there, Vegas.
What's
Vegas,
going
what
on,
up?
DJ?
What's going on? Now, I believe that women don't hold themselves accountable. They don't have a lot of accountability, and I think this is a prime example, but not in the same way as what, like y'all are saying. So, like when Nick said about the OnlyFans thing, whatever he said, if you want fans or whatever, you a prostitute. A lot of women will take offense to that, like Aaron did, and say, "Why? Why I gotta be a prostitute?" Like, but at the end of the day, it's like, but I'm sorry, what you saying? You said so?
No, I was talking to Aaron. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah, but I was saying, like, who cares? Like, if you're gonna do something, do it and stand on it. So if I'm a girl with an OnlyFans and a nigga say you a prostitute because you're on OnlyFans, so now what? What's next? Like, women don't stand on this shit like that. They make a lot of excuses and they try to justify the other shit. Like, just stand on it. That's what you do. I know plenty of hoes, prostitutes, escorts, and they know what they are. They know who they are, and they stand on it. Like, they're not doing it in secret. They're not trying to hide. Like, that's when you're doing something wrong. Now, everybody is not going to change the world with words. Like, it just might not happen that way. So some people, you might got to go in these streets. You might got to do some work so you can get to a point to where you can get to a point to where you can actually change the world. Like making, $1 million a month on OnlyFans and using that money to help somebody else or help the world, help the next little girl so she don't have
But
to
my
do
whole
it.
thing is-
Helping your community.
Great point.
No. This is another conversation that we need to have talking about the black tax, right?
Ooh,
The black tax is a conversation.
Okay.
I'm gonna write that down for next week.
The black tax is a conversation where they were talking about it's very hard for black people to succeed or to transcend different classes like lower class, middle class, upper class, right? Because we have the black tax, and the black tax is once we get put on, now we have to reach back and we have family members, we have friends, we're taking care of parents, we're taking care of siblings, we might have family in jail, we put money on books, so we never really get to stack, enjoy,
And
or
do what,
grow
buy a
our
car?
No, I'm just saying, and grow our money into some generational wealth, because for every one person that's successful, there's a whole family that isn't, and now they're responsible for paying the black tax. Like, that's how it works.
I want to cover this topic, Aaron, but that's everybody does this.
Yeah,
every culture reaches back. That's the only way your culture becomes a successful culture.
Let me say this. Okay, so I was dating this guy at the time who played.
Thanks, DJ.
Thank you. Who played professional football, right? And one of who was the guy that was the quarterback for the Falcons for a long time, the white guy, Matt Ryan. Was it Matt Ryan? Matt Ryan, right? And when Matt got to Atlanta, I believe they drafted him straight out of college, right? So he goes and he buys a truck or whatever. And while they're in the locker room, this other teammate is talking about how he's going to get his mom a house or a car or something, right? And for him, he didn't understand why they don't already have that.
Right.
Like, for him, if he gets a $20 million contract, that's his $20 million contract, because he doesn't have to buy mom and dad a house. Right. He doesn't have to pay off their debt. He doesn't have to put his siblings through school or whatever the case may be. So it was the first moment of with him where he was like, well, damn, like, I didn't realize the black tax that comes along with making that money. You make all that money, but now you have a whole family behind you that is, and I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm just saying this is a situation that it expects you to uplift them as well.
As opposed to what? Go buy a car?
I'm not saying
no,
it's
right
I'm
not saying,
or wrong.
I'm not saying
I'm just
you,
saying
no.
it's a silent expense that we have as a community.
Right, Aaron. But I'm talking about I'm not saying you. I'm talking about our culture, right?
Right.
I know a ton. I'm not gonna say a ton, but I know a decent amount of professional athletes, right?
Right.
And we have this conversation all the time. What's the first thing you got in this? It's always the same story.
A car or a chain.
Car, chain. Oh, mama, a house. You didn't invest no money. You didn't put no money in the bank. We don't have that thought process, right? Mm-hmm. So we can't call it. It's not the black tax. This is life. The thing with black people is we keep trying to make excuses on why we don't have to get our shit together. We keep wanting to pass the buck. Or I don't have to do it. I had the conversation with my sister, right? my little sister just moved out here, and she was complaining about my other little sister who's 16, who gonna do 16-year-old shit.
Mhm.
The other one is 24. So I understand that even being in the same space is gonna drive you crazy. She was complaining about certain things the 16-year-old wasn't doing. I said, hey, listen, who's gonna show her? Whose job is it to teach her these things that you're saying she's not doing that you're complaining about?
Mhm.
That's our job as people.
Right.
It's not to point it out and then get away from it.
Right.
It's to go fix it like every other nation of people do. When they see their people down, they create a system
Right.
to build their people up, right?
Mhm.
So as black, we call it the black tax or whatever you want to call it. And back in the biblical days, they called it tithing. That's what the black tax was. It was tithing,
But
right?
taking care of your family.
Tithing was tithing was taking your excess of your goods, so
Mhm.
not the shit that went bad. Like how most niggas, you walk out of a restaurant, you pass a nigga your leftovers. That's not what tithing is, right?
Mhm.
Tithing is giving somebody what you got. It's just
Okay.
the excess.
Okay.
So it was for us to have, if we have excess, we would have passed that down to the people who didn't have these excess things.
Right.
So that we all are good. Nobody is below the line.
Mhm.
That's the idea. So if
Right.
everybody agreed, then nobody's below. I thought about it. What if you had an app, Aaron, right?
Okay.
Black people, look, tell me if y'all want to do this. We got an app.
Right.
Every black and Latino person can sign up for this app, and you donate $1 a month.
Okay.
Then this money is allocated to build a collective idea amongst black and Hispanic communities. And we get, as a collective, we pick the city, we pick the community, we build what we want to build.
I actually had an idea kind of similar to that a few years ago, where basically had the idea of wanting to start like a venture capitalist firm, but like with all the hoods in LA. You know what I
Right.
mean? Because if I feel like if you're gonna bang the block, you might as well buy the block. So all you guys put in on it, and then we'll just start. You know what I mean? If there's a house in Ladera, let's go buy it, or whatever the case may be.
Right.
If you got somebody coming home from parole, because don't nobody want you coming to my house, because we don't want them niggas running up at my shit. But we
Right.
got a home we can put them in so they can do their year of parole. You know what I mean? Just
Right.
little things to cater to the community. But I 100% agree.
It says, so you think these dudes under the age of 19 and 20 are coming into millions? So you think these dudes? I don't understand your question, OG Sleepy.
What
I
are
don't-
they asking?
He's talking about dudes under 19 and 20 are coming into millions. I didn't understand the question. Oh, he's talking about the black tax. Yeah. Listen, man. I 100%. I've never called it the black tax. So I think that's a very interesting tagline.
It is.
It's very interesting. But I agree with I don't think that. It's kind of disappointing. I see that, and this is the proof of it. I feel often a lot of times as black people, we try to buy ourselves out of being black. And I don't mean physically, right?
Mhm.
I mean the actual
Experiences.
reality
Mhm.
of being a black person in this society, right? Like you're subjected to everything no one else is, and it's fucked up. So if you can find any way to soothe that issue, right? If I can make enough money where my skin is no longer gonna stop me from getting the door, I can actually get in here now.
Right. I'm not black. I'm OJ.
I could just do my thing, right? That's what every nigga's trying to do.
But why?
This is
'Cause
actually
it's real bland on the other side.
this was actually a plan put in place. This is actually done very strategically. You know what I mean?
Caller, what's your name and where you calling from?
Yo, this L again.
What's up,
about it.
L?
Check it out. Check it
Okay.
out.
Black tax.
It's all about mentality, and when I'm talking about it pertaining to business, I have a tax business. So what I did when I started my business and got it built up to where I understood the industry and how everything worked, and I was making real good money. I went to my family and I said, "Hey, look, I got an opportunity for y'all. I've been doing taxes. Y'all know I've been doing taxes. I've been making 6 figures in 4 months." I said, "Let's build something together." I said, "All I need y'all to do, for those that actually don't want to be involved in working, invest. So we can open multiple locations, build this shit up, and 4 months, split profits." And so I showed them how much I made, how I worked, everything. I left nothing, on the table. Nothing was hidden. Not one of these motherfuckers wanted to do it. But as time went on, they saw me get the nice car, the big houses, all this other shit. Then they decided they wanted to come and play. And I was like, no, I don't need you now.
Because
and
that's how
I
it is
didn't
with
need
black
them
people. They
then.
gotta make sure
I was
your-
just trying
your
to give
hustle
my
work first
family an
before they
opportunity
do
to
it.
process of something that was doing well for me.
Right.
You know, so it's the mentality that we have sometimes, and you know, I want to know everything that's going on. I want to be the head. And I said, look, we can get a contract, go to the attorney, get a contract drawn up, have this shit all on paper before we do anything.
Okay, well, I have a question for you. So the family
that?
members that you presented this idea to who didn't take advantage of it, right? So years have
Correct.
passed and you've progressed and you know you're starting to get real comfortable in your life. Now those same family members, they well, I shouldn't say they decide, they fall on hard times and they come to you and they're asking for help with X, Y, and Z. Do you help them out, or do you feel like I tried to teach you how to fish and you didn't want to eat?
It depends on the situation, because I have helped family members out in the past that needed it, that didn't have it. You know, something happened, you know, and I did help out. You know, and when I help out family members, I hate to say it, man, it's like I go in knowing that if I do help you out, yeah, you pay me back, but I always go in with the mentality that I'm not gonna get paid back.
Right. You never lend anything that
you
can't afford.
And that's just the way it is. I mean, but you know, I was paid back. You know, of course, it wasn't during the time frame that you know was discussed, but I wasn't tripping on it. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, it's just like I said, we don't have the right mentality to work together. We don't have the right mentality to build something together, and that's why we always talk about what these other races are doing. It's the mentality that we have of
I don't think I
top.
disagree with that. It's not that we don't have the mentality to build together. Everything that we have built historically in this country has been destroyed by white people. We talk about the massacre in Oklahoma, right? What is the Black Wall Street massacre? That's not the only one that occurred. I actually started reading more into it, and there was over 100 different towns and communities that were burned down.
Aaron,
So
but here's the thing. I understand that you're 100% correct, but what does that have to do with? I'm not saying what does it have to do with today, but we still have not gotten past that.
And I think the reason we haven't gotten past that is because you have a generation that built from scratch. You know what I mean? They were very prosperous. They had their own communities, their own restaurants, their movie theaters, the whole nine, right? And then you fucking destroy that. So it's like,
I understand. That's our
those
history.
were the
I mean,
people
that's
that
just
were to
like
pass
saying-
down the
that's
business
just like
sense
saying
to their
as far as
children.
slavery.
But now they're
That
fucking
shit
scarred.
happened.
So they're like, just go get you a job, because if they see you're doing better than them, they're going to want to take it. So it's like you never gave this community the opportunity to pass down their business knowledge to the other generations, because everything they built up was fucking destroyed. Like people get defeated
But
after
you
a
can't.
while.
But Aaron, that's why we are where we are, because we can't look at what happened and stop because of what happened. You still have to move on. We can't talk about generational wealth, but don't want to do the things that will generate
But that's the
generational
thing, is we
wealth.
did the things for all these years for generational wealth. People get exhausted and tired
because of that. I didn't hear you. I'm sorry.
No, I said we did things to establish generational wealth, but it was so violently stolen from people and destroyed that gives people have PTSD. That puts fear in them. People get defeated. Like they don't want to
show you it every
They don't
year.
They don't want to go through it again. I don't want to teach my son how to make money, because when I learned how to make money, they came and killed us, or they burnt down our fucking town. You know what I mean? And we keep acting like it was so long ago. It really wasn't.
It's just like looking
That
at-
happened.
that's just
My
like looking
grandmother is
at
still alive,
slavery
and this happened the year
and
she was
saying-
born.
That's just like looking at slavery and saying, "Oh, slavery happened 400 years," but you got to understand, we didn't stop. We fought that shit. We won. We're still fighting. We're still having to fight. We're gonna always have to fight. That should be part of the teaching.
I
that
get it,
comes
but some
along
people
with-
don't always
with
want to
that.
fight. Like you might feel like, yes, we always have to fight, but some people don't want to. Some people want fuck
Some
it. Let me
people
throw in the fucking white flag. Let me get this little job for 30 years and I'll be cool. Some people don't want to keep going.
This is the confusing part to me, right? Why do we feel like we have to go through this? You don't have to.
You don't.
But you do have to change. Like, I think the problem with black people is we don't want to change, but we're like children. Like, this is the most childish shit I've ever seen. Like, you have to do what it takes for change. We can't sit around and expect other people to do shit to raise our people up. That shit makes no sense.
We gotta do it. We gotta do that
It's
shit.
nobody's
we gotta
fault.
Fight for
It ain't no rapper fault. It ain't no white man's fault. It's nobody's fault but black people. We make more than enough money. We have more than enough education to raise our own. But yet, we want to say it's okay for women to dress how they dress, for men to act how we act. We want to say it's okay. But that's because we want to be children. Because it takes a real responsibility to say, hey, you know what? You got to cover up, man. Because you got to be an example for these children. Life ain't about you. You only going to be here 80 years, my nigga. We got so much more time to go. Right. It ain't about you. No, nigga, you can't. Nigga, you can't do that. You can't be a drug dealer and a rapper, nigga. You got to go educate your family. Mm-hmm. You got to go show them how to build something.
What I mean by that is we can't look at our past and let our past interfere with our future. Because that's what's happening. We're looking and saying this happened. Yes, it did. So we have to, like Nick said, we have to make changes and not keep on saying this is what stopped us from doing and getting where we need to be.
So do you guys don't feel like right now we're in
as a people
an economic kind of boom, I guess to say, for lack of a better word, for black people? You don't feel that way?
No.
Especially with all these businesses that are being started, and you know what I mean? Black women are the.
I don't feel like money has ever been our problem. That's the delusion.
So what is the problem?
Okay, what are we gonna do with the money? We got the money. All right? We got it. Floyd got almost $1 billion, nigga.
Right.
Jay got $1 billion.
Right.
Kanye got $1 billion. Oprah got $1 billion.
Right.
That's 4 niggas.
Right.
What we doing? What we doing? Buying jets, nigga?
What do you want them to do with it?
Everybody
call.
holding their money. Everybody holding their money to themselves.
But that's what I'm asking, Aaron. So
they're doing shit.
Yeah.
They're doing shit, Nick. Some of them are doing shit.
No, I didn't say what they doing. I said what are we doing? So what I'm saying is this, right?
Oh, gotcha.
Building schools, building communities, building.
This nigga, I'm not a Dr. Umar fan, right? I'm not a Dr. Umar fan. Meaning, I'm not formally educated in everything he stands for. What I mean by that, but for any black man, if his dream is to build a fucking school, how's that not done? That don't make no sense. How can a rapper, how can we excuse niggas doing anything when we don't even own a fucking school? Not one. That's crazy. That is absolutely insane to me. But that is the most childish shit I have ever seen in my life. To be capable of building some shit, but niggas want to go build another clothing line. As if niggas need more t-shirts. Niggas want to start shoe companies as if niggas need more sneakers. Niggas want a rim shop. Niggas want to be.
But I think what it is that they want a
black
owned.
You know what it is?
Childish.
That's
childish.
Here's what it is.
Why? Because they're saying that all of the goods that we use on a daily basis, we don't have any stock in them. We don't have any ownership in it. So it's like, I want to have a black rice brand or whatever.
As far as uplifting the community, they're growing and building those same type of businesses that they see other people are building, making money off of. Those are the type of businesses that they're gravitating towards.
Right.
I mean, yeah, they're giving jobs out and things like that, but ultimately the money still that's made from those black businesses sometimes and a lot of times aren't even staying in the black community.
That's what I'm saying. When we get the money, we finna go buy a Mercedes-Benz.
Well,
we're not gonna go.
But how can we not buy a Mercedes-Benz when you said now niggas want to start a car company? How many more cars than niggas?
No, I didn't say that. No, I didn't say that. I said, Aaron, that would actually be a good idea. See, instead of niggas going to
as far as like things that we like urban wear, things like that.
No, I'm saying, well, let's
something there to benefit all.
Let's stick what Aaron said.
Where we can make money from.
Yeah, let's think. Look, so me making a T-shirt company, right? Mm-hmm. That can help me and my family, right?
Right.
We can make millions, right?
Right.
But if I owned a car company like Tesla, I can employ a whole city of people. I can employ 13,000 people.
Okay.
With one motherfucking car.
And you're not just making money off of black people at that point. You're gonna be making money off of all races.
But just imagine if I just employ my people, right? 13,000 black people just in this one place. Mm-hmm. But we sold these cars to everybody. They're not just black people cars, right?
Right.
We just make good cars, sold to everybody. That would help the nation of people. Not just my family. That would help the whole nation of black people right there. That's something that we can all look back and say, and a black person can wake up tomorrow and say, you know what? I'm not going to go buy a Honda. I'm going to go get one of these. Because Asian people, when they make money, you know what they go get? A Lexus.
Right.
Because that's their shit. You understand? So that's all I'm saying. But at some point, we got to say, we have to do it. We can't keep looking at them saying, oh, they don't want it because ain't nobody giving them Asian people shit. They went and took it.
That's not true.
They went and took it.
Cars,
They
they
It's
no,
called
they
war.
didn't take it. You have to think that they got different types of business loans and stuff like that when they got here for
No,
their
but why?
because they were immigrants. They got like
No, sweetie. A war had took place.
right.
Yeah, so this ain't nobody giving no nigga no money because they feel sorry. You don't bomb people and then give them food. That don't make no sense.
I get that, but what I'm
Right,
saying is
right.
that people always they always use the Asian community as an example.
Okay,
a
let's
prime
use East-
example of how black people we could be doing the same thing. However, people don't take into account that you have literally decades of redlining, of not giving
Right,
loans so you could buy
right.
homes, not giving loans so you could buy businesses,
Thanks,
not
Elle.
renting out commercial space.
Right.
Not, you know what I mean? So it's like if you have all of this shit stacked against you and it's
Right.
been going on for 40, 50 years,
Uh-huh.
now you look at the children and the grandchildren like, well, why you niggas ain't got shit?
No, you could do that. You know why? Because when I look at exactly while you were saying that, I was reflecting on my I'm sure you can relate to this because I know how your dad was. I was reflecting on my grandfather, right?
Mhm.
This nigga was a plumber. He actually invented things that they use today in plumbing, right?
Mhm.
This nigga, he was carving things. He used to make, the nigga made teeth, nigga. You know what I'm saying? The nigga made jewelry out of clay.
Mhm.
He sewed. He used to sew my grandma's clothes for her. The nigga laid tile. Nigga did so many things. Actual tangible tasks, though.
Right.
Not these fictitious ideas that niggas want to throw in the air and live this easy life.
Why? But why life gotta be hard? Caller, what's your name, Marie?
It's not about hard. It's just putting in the work.
Hi, it's Carmen Q, and I'm calling from Long Beach.
Hey, Carmen.
Hey, how are you guys?
I'm good. How are you doing?
So I definitely agree with both of you guys are saying as far as what we're doing as a community with our money and the black tax as a whole. And I feel like there was a previous caller that said, like, his business. Like, black people want to know that it works before they put in the work.
Right.
Where I feel like more white people or Caucasian people will just trust in the process and go with the ups and the downs and eat when the fruit has, sprung from the ground.
Right.
And I think a lot of the times black people are looking for instant gratification instead of putting in the work. But I do also agree with you, Nick, in saying that we need to put into our communities. But also I feel like it's important when we put into our communities, we're not just handing it out, because nobody learns from just a handout. You got to go fish, like Erin was saying earlier. And if we as black people can figure out how to marry those two and not try to step on each other when people put us on, I think that is power, because we're power in numbers. It's just a matter of us learning how to work together and wanting to see all of us succeed. And I feel like as black people, we lack that as a community. Someone always wants to one-up the other instead of us being at the same level and growing, or wanting to see their friend or significant other or friend do well, because if I do well, naturally I want to bring my friend to do well. And I think it gets competitive, and I think we need to get rid of that as a black community.
So, Carmen, let me ask you this question. What if your friend can't do what you can do?
If she can't do what I can do, I'm not asking her. I'm asking her to contribute in the way she can. You can't get a free ride. Like, white people, people like to have the concept that, oh, white people get a free ride. And in some degree they do. But a lot of the times, those dads make them learn how to do the company, whether they're complete fuck-ups or not. You're in the office trying to learn the business. And I feel like if my friend can't do what I can do, she has a talent in it for her own. And if I want to see my friend eat, I can try to incorporate that somewhere in my business, because we're always looking to innovate and grow. So your business isn't going to grow if you just keep doing the same thing over and over. So she might have a different outlook on how to put some pizzazz or some flair or some better marketing in my business that I don't have sight for. So I think it's just all about working together and empowering each other and building upon each other and taking our blocks. And I have this block, you put this block. The next person puts this block, and that's how we're going to be strong as a community.
I agree.
I agree. Thank you so much for
calling
calling in.
Make sure you come by it, too. I just realized who that was.
Oh.
That's the curly top.
Okay.
Yeah, the light-skinned curly top. She always has a good conversation. Thank you, Carmen.
Okay,
That was a good call. Great call.
Well, thank you guys for staying with me today. I don't know. We got the.
Good conversation, Aaron. You hit
Is
a lot
it really?
You hit a lot of hot topics, man.
We do a lot of time. I feel like I'll be a little bit. I don't want to say better prepared next week, but I'm gonna write it out next.
This
week.
was your first week out. You know what I'm saying? You was
What?
getting back into your getting out
Getting
into
back
the
into
world.
my groove, and then this weekend and yesterday, just I'm too old for this shit. But until I got something else to do, we doing this shit.
Speaking of too old, I'm gonna say this before we get off air. I'm gonna say this. This is official. Man code violation.
What?
If you are older than 32, nigga, you can no longer wear ripped jeans, my nigga.
No. Even worse.
It's
You need
over.
to pull your fucking pants up. Like,
I didn't think I had to. I was gonna say 30 for that. If you over 29 sagging, my nigga, that's another thing.
Drives me in.
I didn't think I had to go there.
Unattractive to me. Like,
I didn't think.
I can't even do it. I can't.
But I'm gonna say,
do it.
niggas, listen, dog, because a
You
lot of
can't
times,
wear ripped jeans?
a lot of times when me and nobody, we don't have these discussions.
Ripped jeans?
Men don't have these conversations. So
we're
this
supposed to just wear 501?
This a real man moment. Listen,
Caller, what's your name?
Real
Where are you
man.
calling from?
No more rips, nigga.
The DJ out there, Vegas.
What's going on, DJ?
Last call. What up?
Yeah, I know y'all trying to get up out of this. I just wanted to squeeze something in, man.
What up?
I think the problem is that we don't control anything. There's no industry that we own or control, or we the vast majority of. Like, if these other folks really pissed us off, and we wanted to do something, like, what can we shut down?
Right.
What can we stop?
So DJ,
what can we control?
What business do you think would be a good idea for blacks as a whole to monopolize?
I mean, it got to be something with commerce, whether it's e-commerce or, just the regular commerce. But most of those industries are already.
I say airlines.
Most of those industries are already taken over. So that's the hard part. Unless we come up with something brand new.
Anybody who don't take it.
All right.
You heard me?
We heard you. All right, DJ. We're trying to get out of here. Thank you.
I really
Thank
say
you. Shout out to
I
DJ out
think
that Vegas.
I think if we take note for the richest man in Africa, his name is Dangote.
Shout out to Dangote.
And yeah, shout out to Dangote. But he monopolized commodities.
Okay.
Rice, sugar, concrete, and noodles.
Okay. See, niggas with everything. See, look,
Rice,
Master P got a noodle company.
Sugar,
Can we get Top
concrete,
Ramen,
and
y'all?
noodles, and he is the richest man on the continent of Africa because everybody needs sugar, rice, concrete,
listen, y'all.
and noodles. You know what I mean? So I feel like going to monetizing commodities. Own the commodity. Like, remember we had this conversation maybe about a year ago about with the black coffee guy in the NBA, and I was saying, like, the players are the actual commodity. They can go wherever they want. So I think instead of trying to get it right, instead of trying to get an industry at the end of it, but get it at the beginning, like plant the sugar cane. You know what I mean? We don't need to be the one that has it on the shelf.
Yeah, I
we
feel
need to
like
be the one
we got
selling to the producers.
I feel like we should buy. I don't even know what Top Ramen is called. What's the name of the brand?
Top Ramen.
That's the name of the brand?
Yeah.
Oh,
I think
shit,
it's
for real?
Top
I
Ramen.
don't think so. But if it is
It's
called
like
Top
Mucharin
Ramen.
or something.
Yeah, I think it's something with an M. Yeah, something else. We should buy that company, though. We should at least own Top Ramen, nigga. Can we just
But there's not even good food. Do you understand?
But
At Top
see, it
Ramen,
don't
they
matter.
have plastic that coats it, so it's like it's fucked up. A high sodium. It's not good for us.
We don't own shit, though.
So we want to own the worst fucking after-school meal ever?
Pick something, nigga. Own Kool-Aid, nigga. Something, nigga. We out of here. Caller, we hear you calling. But we
gotta go. We gotta wrap it up.
It's been a Styles Report.
You said what? Just answer.
I said it's been a Styles Report. No, we out of here.
Okay. All right.
Caller, we love y'all. Thank you for calling in. We out.
Thank you for calling in. I appreciate you guys being here with me again this week. I am ERIN Styles. This is the Styles Report. As always, if you want to keep up with me during the week, you can follow me on Instagram at the Styles Report. That's Styles with an I. I don't know if you're feeling generous and you want to cash at me. It's $, ERIN Styles, ERIN with an E, Styles with an I.
Say that one more time.
It's $, ERIN Styles, ERIN with an E, Styles with an I. And I will be back here next week, same time, around the same time. You know, I can't never get here on time.
And we're going to have some hot topics, man.
Around the same time next week. We have a shout out to the people's baby mama. Her baby shower is this weekend. I'm super excited for that. She's having a pool party baby shower, so it sounds like it's got to be a good old time. So I'm excited for that. It's 4th of July this weekend. I don't know if anybody has any plans, but These niggas about to start blowing these fireworks till fucking November out here. So that shit, I'm so sick of these niggas and these fireworks already. But I will be back next week, and I'll let you know how everything is going. Thanks for tuning in, and thanks for watching.
Hey, man, let's put our money together and buy something, man. Come up with an idea. Leave it in the comments. All right? If you watching the show back, leave it in the comments. We got to own something. I want a car company.
Let's do it. Let's make an electric car company, because I'm tired of...
Let's do it. Who the smartest black man right now? Somebody tag him, nigga. Yeah, that's relative.
Right.
I mean, technology, I would assume. Right. We need a car company. Let's get an electric car company, y'all.
I say let's do it. I'm tired of it.
Hell yeah.
I need to go get gas.
Yeah, fuck them in that gas.